Good evening, everyone, on Instagram, on YouTube, and on Zoom Live. Welcome to Crypto Pulse Weekly. As usual, we're digging through what's been happening in the crypto world. I'm sorry for the long absence. I've been in motion for the last 2 weeks, and I've just literally stabilized this week. So, welcome back to everyone who's joined us. Today, we're talking about the bull run in the light of the XRP court case with SEC and the relisting, not delisting, the relisting of XRP by Coinbase, Crypto.com, and Kraken. Um, for people that have been following crypto for a while, the Security and Exchange Commission in the US filed a lawsuit with XRP about almost 3 years ago now. And the intention then was to charge XRP to courts that XRP was in fact a security. And as a result, the XRP organization was in breach of securities law in the United States. And as such, they could file criminal charges against them. And that case has gone on forever, really. And to be honest, personally, and most other people felt that there was no way XRP was going to win because SEC has been slamming everybody, that their tokens were not secure, were securities, and as a result, they should be treated as securities like shares, stocks, and bonds and ETFs. And the XRP organization maintained that their token was not a security in itself. And I've not read through the details of the ruling, but this ruling changes a lot of things in terms of the short-term upside for Bitcoin in 2024, and as a fallout of that, the effect of that on altcoins and how the bull run might play out. On the other hand, there is also this news around institutional investors waiting for the third and the fourth quarter, essentially the next 4 to 5 months, to take position in Bitcoin. And the postulation is that they see Bitcoin going back to all-time high. And I mean, for everybody that's been following, there is no magic, as it were. Everybody sort of knows that it's inevitable that Bitcoin is going to all-time high. I mean, it's inevitable. Once the halving happens, automatically Bitcoin starts heading to all-time high. So because of that, we expect that the price of Bitcoin will start spiking after the sellout that is going on right now, which I'll talk about on the chart shortly. After the sellout, I think the price will start to gain because this case was one of the major determinants on whether we were going to go down or we're going to go up. If you look back at the China event where Hong Kong is being allowed to list cryptocurrencies and bitcoins for sales to individuals and corporate organizations, we did feel that that was going to pump the market. It didn't really pump the market because there was a lot of supply around 30 and 32K. And I think that supply is still in place. Going by what's on the charts right now, it doesn't mean that the price is not going to go back to 60K or 40K in the next 16 or 18 months. But I'm still looking for that dip. And I thought that dip was going to come around 25,000, but it didn't come. As a result, I'm still holding on, trying to see how this is going to pan out because essentially this should have happened. This should have happened before or shortly after the June events, but it's not happening. So I still expect that there will be a pullback of some sort. And the reason I say that is very straightforward. Let me just try to pull this into perspective. So there's a supply zone. I'm sharing my screen on Zoom. The supply zone from essentially 2021 around the 32K region. And I talked about the supply zone. I've talked about the supply zone since the price started heading up. from January, February. This supply zone has been very significant in the pricing of Bitcoin since 2019 because if I let me not say it's 2020, well, 2020 was when Bitcoin really started heading towards 30K. So this has been in place for the past 2 years, and essentially we've had a lot of rejection. If I switch to the weekly charts to show even the weekly chart. So since 2020 December, exactly as I was saying, 2020 December was the first time Bitcoin ever hit 30K and above. Since that time, that zone has been a very critical level for the price of Bitcoin. It acted as significant support twice during the bull run, once in January when the price retracted, and secondly around May to June, or essentially May to July, at the peak of the bull run. Now that the price broke through it in 2022 May, we've only had it as resistance since 2022 May till now. The price has rebounded off it in April, and the price has gone off it again now in July, 4 weeks in a row. What that tells me is that we need more impetus, we need more momentum to be able to drive price past that level. Going simply by what we're seeing on the charts, it doesn't look like the price has enough momentum to break through that region. And as you can see today, the price already dropped sharply. And I think the price has dropped sharply because there'll be a lot of sell-off on the good news of XRP. To explain what happens in the bear market when you have good news, even if it pumps the market, it's going to result eventually in a dump because people will see it as an opportunity to offload some of their tokens, probably at a gain or at a better price if they were selling at a loss or they wanted to sell at a loss. So usually these kind of events are backed by, huge sell-offs. So would we see 40K Bitcoin before the end of the year? It's not impossible. But what I was saying was that I was waiting for this price pullback, and we've not had that pullback. Essentially, we've not had that pullback. It's almost like once we peaked at 31 plus, as we touched 32, the price that decided to stay there, it will be out of structure. If I was going to explain it using market structure analysis, it will be out of structure for the price to continue going, because then it will create what you call a market defect or market inefficiency, because the price will just keep going vertically. We don't have any news and we are not in the bull run, so the price will not go vertically in this case, week on week. So personally, unless some strange bulls come into the market over the weekend to push this price past 31,500, then we might be in for a bloody next 2 weeks in the price of Bitcoin. I'm by bloody, I don't mean, how do I say it now? I don't mean that the price is going to grow to zero. I think worst case scenario that we can have for Bitcoin is 20K. Worst case scenario. Probable scenario, 25K or 26. But the market needs a pullback to be able to help it launch beyond that supply zone in the 32K region. So that's the short-term outlook in terms of how the market looks for Bitcoin. In terms of the overall market capitalization, the overall market capitalization also is posting a reversal pattern, quote and unquote, on the weekly chart. Let me drop down to the 3 days. That might give some insights. Even on the 3 days, it's saying the same thing. There's exhaustion. There's the exhaustion in the price action. It's not there yet in terms of, it's not there yet in terms of oscillation of price. But again, if this continues to drop in an unhealthy manner, in a way that it drops to this level, 1.146 trillion, before the end of today, then we know for sure that the market is going to take some beating in the following weeks. Because even if you go intraday, you see the market's already made a very huge reversal pattern. And it was around an oversold area, overbought area. So technically speaking, the market is due for a correction. And like I say, the market makers always look for the maximum opportunity to, take out take out the participants. So as the news of XRP came out, sorry, as the news of XRP came out, many people have gone into the right. Some other people have bought more because they now feel XRP is going to the moon. So for all those people, they're going to dump on them. The people that were shorting XRP all this while making money off it, they've wiped them out by the 60% jump in the price of XRP in the last 24 hours. So naturally, from market making experience, naturally it's inevitable that market is going to dump. It might not dump as hard as we might expect, but that dump is inevitable because literally everybody is bought into the hype. Some people already believing, oh, it's bull run time. No, it's not bull run time. We're still a bit far off, at least more than 6 months. So the hype is going to die down once we take a proper correction. We're not taking a proper correction to touch 32K. So once we take a proper correction, and a proper correction, let me just explain what I mean by that. A proper correction will be something like this. The price has gone now to this peak about 31,500, or let's say 32K. So a proper correction, usually a healthy correction will be 40 to 60%. That's what you call a healthy correction. So if you look at that, no, sorry, I was measuring it wrongly. I should actually do it this way. I should do it from here. So this is 100%. Yeah, I should do it this way. So if this was 100% or whatever it is, half is 50%. So 23,500, perfectly healthy retraction zone. But like I said, I have my money on 25K to 24. Yeah, around that region is a very, very good demand zone. If that demand zone is solid, then we might be getting ourselves ready for a takeoff above 31K. So this current decline that was in the price of Bitcoin, and it's been there for a while because I have had my charts open for a while looking for when the pullback is going to happen. But you can see the market has been literally flat since 21, almost 4 weeks of ranging price. The price is not going anywhere. So now, if the price is able to pull back down and take it back to this level of support around this 25K region, then we have a healthy retracement. Then we can start talking, because then it will mean that the price now has the impetus to shoot for beyond 32K. It's just like when you're pulling a catapult. The farther you pull the catapult, the farther you put the catapult, the further you can send the stone or the projectile or the missile. So naturally, when the price pulls back like that, it gives the price it's almost like a recoil or a spring to shoot upward. So the current 32, 31K resistance is expected. And like I said, somebody asked about 5 weeks ago that should they sell to USD? I think they should still hold their houses in USD and wait for that pullback. You see, the problem is the fear of FOMO usually will make you just drop your coins and buy when the price is going up. But the real money is made when the price is going down, because if you don't buy when the price is red, then you have nothing to sell when the price is green. So it's very important to understand it's counter psychology to do what I've just told you. You need to be a stone cold trader. You're at heart to be able to take markets in the opposite direction when the prices are falling. But that's how you make the best of the price ranges. So yeah, in terms of going back to SEC, so in terms of what's going to happen to XRP, I think XRP will pump. I think I should do some analysis on XRP just for the sake of it. I think XRP would enjoy some pump, but a friend of mine who's an XRP believer, he was trying to call me frantically when the news of the of the XRP case came up. I was in the shower and ran out. I thought it was a serious call. And I saw his name. I just went back to. I went out to the shower like, what's all this? Uh, but really and truly, I think the the people that have made the most money from XRP they've already cashed out. Let me use that word. They've already cashed out. See, 2017, 2018. I mean, XRP at some point was listing for 0.008. So the people that bought at that point in time, they cashed out big time because 0.008 to $3 is yeah, almost 800x. Those people that managed to cash out in this region, those guys are XRP millionaires. There are many of them. There were many of them, and they've become very energetic and loud apostles and evangelists of XRP. But I tell people that instead of trying to see if you can make it big in XRP, I think you should look for the next XRP, because XRP is never going to go to that kind of peak again, and it's not going to make that kind of comeback again. There are too many competitors now in terms of cryptocurrencies. Way too many tokens that are trying to do various things. And like I said, each bull run comes with a new attraction. So unless XRP is producing AI content or AI products, I don't see how they're going to be able to spin it. So for me, I'll be looking out for things with AI slants, anything at all, any token that has good content when it comes to AI. So if you go to CoinMarketCap and you search by categories, very soon you will see categories for artificial intelligence. It's not there now. Those are the guys that are going to those are the guys that are going to rule the bull run of next year. I know a number of venture capital companies that are into crypto, but I'm waiting for early next year, because that's when they usually have enough investment in startups. Also, like I usually say, we need to correlate what's happening in the crypto market with what's happening in the overall macro. As you probably know, the Fed have still not cut back on the rate hikes, and as a matter of fact, the Bank of England did raise the rates in the last few weeks. So what that means is that bonds and government bonds and dollar-backed securities like US bonds, DXY, and all that, they're going to strengthen. And I've explained this before, but just for the purpose of people who've never heard it before, when government is increasing rates, it makes the currency attractive, because institutions with very large amount of money can literally just put that money into bonds, and they'll make enough for the hurdle rate, meaning they have enough money from the interest to combat inflation. So they don't need to worry about where they're going to put their money. And bonds at the amount, they are like leads to no risk. US bond is one of the lowest risks because it's assumed that the company can't implode. So there's nothing that's going to happen to your money. So for institutional investors and what do you call them now, sovereign wealth funds, they're not interested in taking 10% or 7% or 8% or 20% in S&P 500 or a growing economy, or the the stock index for developing countries. No, if they can get 5% from bonds, in fact, before they were sitting on 1% and they were happy. I'm talking of people with trillions of dollars, or sovereign wealth funds with hundreds of billions of dollars. A 1% for 100 billion is $1 billion. I mean, it's insane. But think about it. So if you had 100 billion and you put 100 billion to US bond, you are getting 5 billion. No effort, you are getting 5 billion back. So why would they want to put money in stock? That is why stock market and crypto takes a hit anytime interest rates are high, because there is no incentive for sovereign wealth and institutional investors to pump money into equities markets when things are not as palatable and there is no funds coming in because Fed is cutting rates. As long as Fed is cutting rates, you can't have quantitative easing. Quantitative easing is money printing, by the way, and it's been happening since 2008. But it's been, it's been titrated. That's the word. It's been titrated against the economy by, the banks of England of this world and the Feds in the US. However, because of the way the inflation has played out, they've not been able to say, we're going to completely abolish or cut off interest rates for now. And as long as those interest rates are in place, S&P 500 is not going to. Let me show you, so that it doesn't look like as long as interest rates in place, S&P 500 will always take the hit. The DXY, which is the dollar index, will always be strong. The day that what's it called? The day the quantitative easing stops, that is the day that the market starts to pump. And in fact, you immediately see it. Where's indices? S&P 500, yeah. So immediately that quantitative easing stops, you immediately see now S&P 500 is pumping, which is probably why partly why Bitcoin has been gaining. But what I'm saying to you is that once that rate cut stops, that is the signal that bull run has started. You see, all these XRP cases, it's a false start. The bull run has not started. I don't know how it is, but I found out that this cycle of quantitative easing almost always is coinciding with the 4-year cycle of Bitcoin. I don't know why, but that's my observation. So the day you hear that interest rates are no longer being increases are no longer being applied, both in the UK and the US, know that from that month the market will start to recover. From that month, you can be sure that the crypto market will start to go up. Unabated, will start to go up naturally. And for this particular bull run, it might be quite violent because there are now bigger players that are coming out to, like somebody said, that the CEO of BlackRock is now the marketing manager for Bitcoin. When you see big organizations start to line up behind something, there is something going on. It's either they want to use it to pump the market or they are already taking positions themselves. Whichever way, the only way what we need to do is to find out what they're doing and take position accordingly. So yeah, I think what's going to happen is they're going to start putting a lot of money in big time. And when people like BlackRock start putting money into Bitcoin openly, it's going to definitely attract a lot of sovereign wealth funds, and it's going to make the price very, 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 very violent in 2024. That's all I have for today. Not to take your time for too long. I'm happy to be back. If you have a question or if you have a clarification, you can send it in the chat, both on Zoom and I was just reading some chat on YouTube now. They say, don't worry, we are going to the moon again. Never say never. The XRP army. Don't worry, XRP army. You'll be all right. Oh, man. Anyways, I don't have anything against XRP. I'm just being factual. I have a lot of, old coins that I strongly believe in their team and their use cases, but I need to be I need to be realistic about my expectations. I'm not saying you're not going to make money if you invest in XRP, but what I'm saying is be more strategic in your positioning and look for smaller caps that have good potential. And like I said, from Q4, beginning of Q4, I'll begin to look at some small caps that have very strong use cases, in addition to all the ones I mentioned before in the months past. And those are the ones I would want to position for. I think 80 cents to $3 now is just 4x. That's not the kind of gains I'm looking for in 2024. So really, sorry, somebody asked for my Instagram link. So that's all I have. If you have any questions, please let me have them before going on. If there are no questions on Zoom, I think I'll be happy to let you go and have a lovely weekend. Thank you very much and God bless.
Hello, Doc.
Hello, Albert.
Good evening.
Yeah.
Good evening. I think I joined a bit late. What what's the news about XRP? I think I didn't get it.
You didn't get it. So XRP, if you remember that the
Yeah,
suit
I have some court case.
by Security and Exchange Commission. In fact, that suit actually I think predates Gary Gensler, was around the time he joined SEC. So that suit has had a ruling by a court judge. I think it was on Monday or thereabout, and the guy said that XRP is not a security. So two things can happen. If the powers that be are stronger than Gary Gensler, then they're going to force him to resign. If Gary Gensler has, a lot of clouds and he has the balls to back it, it will appeal that judgment, and then that will drag again and put a drag on the price of XRP. But what I was saying is that don't worry yourself. If you are happy to make 2x or 3x, go for it. Go for it. But if you have more expectations than that, then XRP shouldn't be your target. And let me give you an example with another coin that is a long timer, and I mean this is a coin actually. It's not even a token. It's a long timer. Digibyte, I think DGB crypto. Yeah, but let me look for DGB's Bitstamp. Bitstamp. It's not Bitstamp. Okay, let's do Bittrex. So this is another old timer in terms of token and use case, and they've had a lot of very fantastic um what do you call it, advertisement and pumps in the past bull run. So if you go back to 2018, 2017, it peaked around 0.76 or something like that. Then in 2021 it went as high as 0.1. So if you bought in here, let's say beginning of 2020, no, not beginning of 2020, let's say 2020 December. If you bought in at 2020 December, you bought at 2 cents and you could almost sell at 20 cents. So, I mean, that's almost 10x, let's say 7x. So, however, since that time, if you check 2021, the pump was shorter and the pump has been progressively shorter since then. What I'm saying is this: these coins were very powerful movers in the past, very, very powerful movers in the past. And the expectation is that, you will have more moves from them as the Bitcoin, blue run progresses. But what happened was once it peaked out in May, it never went back. So I'm very, very wary of old timers, because old timers become very heavy in market capitalization. As a result of that, you need more price action and significantly large volume to push the price up. So if you hear me talking about XRP and say, XRP is not on my radar, it's not because it's not a good project, it's not because it don't have a use case. No, no. It's just about token metrics, or what you um fundamentals, well, we can call it tokemetrics as well, because it talks about the volume. Let's go to that. What is that stuff? The volume and the market capitalization, the amount of money that is in that market, the amount of money. So let me show you something. Let's see XRP, since we're talking XRP. So XRP is 69 cents. It went as high as 80 cents. Let's do all-time high logarithmic scale. So this is the price chart of XRP. This is how XRP looks like over the course of since 2013, essentially. So the guys that bought in the first bull run of 2013, they will have made a killing, literally, in the next bull run. But if you observe from that bull run of 2017, look at it. The price peaked at 3.1, right? Even in the peak of the bull run in May, it never got as high as that. And you know, there was another pump in November of 2021. You see, it never pumped as high as that. What I am telling you is that regardless of the hype and regardless of the amount of money that comes into XRP, you are not going to see XRP at $2. You can quote me and, you know, you can quote me and say, you know, Dr. David, no. But I'm telling you that because the market capitalization and the technology circulating supply, 52.5 billion. Market capitalization, 36 billion. Billion, 36 billion. That's market capitalization. And the circulating supply is only 53%. So fully diluted market cap will give you 69 billion. And you still have this. So the largest portion, well, not the largest portion, it's dropped now. The larger portion of circulating supply, or half of the circulating supply, almost half of the circulating supply, is sitting in the hands of the founders. And that's my point. That's my thesis to XRP holders. When the price pump, these guys are going to sell. They need to make money off XRP. So they're going to sell. It's just natural. They're going to sell. That is why the price is not going back to £3 and $3. So forget about XRP. Sorry, I'm not I'm not trying to digest our XRP, but I think there's been too much hype around around nothing. Sorry, my XRP army guys, but I have to tell you the truth. Somebody asked me about Sandbox. Sandbox was very good last season. I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm not sure how it's going to pan out for Sandbox in the coming bull run, because Sandbox only came to be around 2020. So its first major bull run is the one of 2021. However, if the team is still intact and they're still able to push through the next bull run, there's a possibility that yes, we might at least see $3. And the reason I'm giving you this conservative estimate is because it helps you to balance your expectations during the bull run. It helps a lot, because if you have unrealistic expectations, you will hold on to the bags and not sell on time, and then at the end of the bull run, you are wondering how your portfolio went from 100k to 1k or 100k to 5k. But that's around building the expectations around what to expect at the end of the bull run, the peak of the bull run. So for coins like this that have already gone through a particular cycle, except they come out bigger, bolder, and better, the best I'll be hoping to get from them is maybe all-time high, which is 6.5 or thereabouts, or half. So like I said, all the coins that I talked about in the first quarter of the year, if you bought those coins, already you'll be in profit now, but the main profits will come towards the end of next year, because by then the effect of the bull run will have kicked in into all the alts, and they will have pumped significantly. So I think Sandbox is still a good project, but we're yet to see what will happen in the coming cycle. The dollar will go down anytime soon. So I don't understand this question, Bam Bam. The dollar will go down anytime soon. The dollar is not going down. The dollar is not going down because there was inflation. You know why there was inflation? They pumped money out back during COVID, and everybody had too much money. Now they are using interest rate to cane the economy into submission. When the economy eventually stabilizes, they already have a theater of war. What am I saying? Two theaters of war in which to spend money. So the dollar is going to be very strong, my sister. Dollar is going to be, my brother. The dollar is going to be very strong um, in the near future because the war in Ukraine is going on and the war in Sudan is going on as well. And the Yemen war is still going on in the background. So there's a lot of money being spent on the military industrial complex. And as long as those monies are being spent, the dollar will pump because the Republicans are making money and for one way or the other, it makes the dollar. I mean, it makes the economy boom, quote and unquote. It might be a false boom, but it makes it boom and makes the dollar strong because it means that there will be more transactions being carried out in dollars as those wars go on. So the dollar is still going to be very strong. Um, Special information about Solana. I don't have any special information about Solana. The information I have about Solana, I've always given it out. Solana is a good project, has a good team, has a very long capital runway, partly being provided by partly provided by FTX of 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 beloved memory and some other venture capital. But the long and short of the story is that Solana has money and they won't go down. So if you take Solana for instance, now that you mentioned Solana, Solana was one project that just came out in the last bull run. So for Solana, I expect that there will be a lot of pump in the next bull run because um, they have a platform. So it's not just a token. And I think I've explained this thing before, the difference between token and coins. Coins have their own blockchains. Token depend on other coins blockchain. A good example of a coin is Solana. A good example of another coin is Bitcoin. A good example of a coin, you can say, is Ethereum. A good example of a token is Shiba Inu, which is based on Ethereum network. There are many other tokens that are based on Ethereum network, but that was the first one that came to my mind. So Solana is solid. The development is going solid, and that's why the market capitalization is not dropping. So it's still sitting at 10 billion, despite all odds. And I mean, it's really dropped from the all-time high. So all-time high was almost 200. So it's done like 10x down. So for Solana, Solana is a sure banker. Sure banker for next bull run. Sure banker. He's only witnessed one bull run. So next bull run, if you can't get to 200, you can be sure it will get to 100. And 100 from where it is now is cheap 4x. So I think I'll buy more Solana than XRP for instance, because XRP, there's no token that is based on XRP, for instance. Nobody is building on XRP. For the XRP guys, please don't get me started with XRP tonight, I beg. Anyway, Solana is a good buy. Solana has many ecosystem coins. If you go to Solana ecosystem, you will see a lot of coins that are linked to Solana there. Not all these ones that are like Chainlink, no, those ones are just interoperable. But things like Render, things like Steph, things like High Streets, Radium, Dia, Serum, Ramp, Aleph, I know Aleph, Choice. No, this one is just line. I know what this one was before. Samoyed is a meme coin under Solana. Solend, I know Solend. Which other one do I know here? I know Solanium. I've heard about Oxygen and Tulip Protocol, but I don't know them deeply like that. So yes, Solana has major ecosystem coins on it. So if he gets the interest that he desires, it will pump significantly. And if it pumps, everything sitting on it will pump. That's just my perspective about Solana. Everything sitting on it will pump automatically. So yeah, I still hold strong positions about Solana. So that's my answer about Solana. Somebody asked about PKL. That's poker. I don't know about PKL. I had it a while ago. I sold it off. Poker. I think it was on Poker.ecosystem. I think it was Poker.ecosystem. Yeah, I think it was a Polkadot ecosystem, if I remember well. Yeah, it's now selling below. It's now selling below its open price. Yeah. Um, I don't know. It's around online gaming and gambling. I don't know if they're still gonna be strong for the next bull run. I don't. If you're gonna buy it, yeah, now is a good time to buy it because why? He that is down, if fear no fall. It is really, really down. Like how down can it be? It is 99.83% from all time high. So yeah, that is gangster. So uh, just 49% from all time low. I think yeah, I think it might be a good entry actually. Even though I don't know where they sell it these days. I used to have it then on Uniswap. Where is the markets? Okay, Bitrex and Mexi on Bitmart. Yeah, it's not a bad deal. It's not a bad deal. At 99.8 below all time high. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You get 5x out of it. So yeah, Bam Bam PKR is alright. I don't have any. I sold it a long time ago, but yeah, might be a good time to to re-enter that particular coin. All right, thank you very much, guys. I think that will be all for tonight. We'll see you again next week. I think we should start doing some deep dives again from next week into some critical crypto issues.
Thank you.
All right, have a lovely evening. Bye.
Bye. Good night. Have a good weekend.
Yes.